think so. This will be the first keynote in all the DePIN projects, which will be more on the TradFi and the DeFi side. So just to give you my introduction, I'm the head of ecosystem at Manta Network. Previously, I have worked with Polygon, Manta Network, specifically on the gaming side. I was the head of gaming over there since 2020. I've been in the space. But yeah, yesterday I completed 2 years at Manta, so congratulate to me. But yeah, talking about like what I'm going to present today is about a project which is going to be launched by Manta Network. So we have seen one thing when back in 2022-23 we announced Manta Network. That time there were very few L2s into the space, but now we know everyone is launching a L2. I think so. Even right now over here there will be 2 or 3 L2s more who will be present. So we thought we move forward and launch some products which can actually generate revenue for Manta. So this number, 110%, is either too sketchy or too lucrative so that you guys go and find out more. So it's actually a real number. How we are doing it, that's what I'm going to explain right now. So we are working on a strategy, which is not actually a strategy, but it is a product which is related to arbitrage, which used to be done by TradFi people like Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, and other big players, which were known as authorized partners. So how we are going to do this? We have seen a lot of like people who are creating strategies based on trading, based on yield farming and anything. So, but the number which I previously mentioned, which was 110%, is actually not from the token, which is not from the other yield sides, which is like pumping the numbers, but it is actually the number from the underlying asset. So let's say if you invest $1 in BTC, even if BTC goes up or goes down, the percentage remains the same. How we are doing this? So we have seen one simple strategy where in TradFi, it's very complicated that whenever you want to do something, you're very restricted, either because of your country, because you are not with that particular investment bank, or you are not at that position. But DeFi gives you sovereignty to do all these things. So we are creating a product based on index fund, not ETFs, but the underlying technology and the potential between ETFs. So how many of you know S&P 500? Okay, decent. So just to take an example, if you guys don't know, so S&P 500 is basically top 500 stocks which are listed are in one pool, and you can buy a ETF of it. So instead of buying Tesla, Netflix, and all these other different companies, you just buy S&P 500, and you have access to all these stocks, and whenever the overall market goes up, you get the profit. But now coming to the product which we are launching, I'll just explain it very simply. So let's say one S&P 500 is equals to, so one stock is equals to, like one Tesla stock is equals to one S&P 500. So it's like 1:1, similar to what wrap ETH and ETH is. So let's say if Tesla stock is right now at $100, and S&P 500, when it is minted, it is also 1:1, so it will be $100. But let's say if Elon Musk is found with like a prince or princess from UAE. So we all know that we need to buy Tesla. So we start pumping it, we start buying it, and it goes to 200. But how does the wrapped asset gets the value? Like the S&P gets the value. That's the major market which we are focused right now on. So initially for the stock, everyone knows that we buy it, but there are some people like market makers in Web3, in traditional like in traditional finance, it was JP Morgan and stuff who used to buy more of these stocks, S&P 500, and they go on the Tesla main stock and sell it over there. So that's how they make the arbitrage. It's not about just holding it and getting the rewards out of it. It's more about buying from one end, selling on another end until the arbitrage is completed. Like it both goes on $200 each. So that's the major market which we are planning to do and work on and give the sovereignty to everyone who is working in the DeFi side. Now let's say, so here, the percentage which you see, 100 to 200, which is like 2x. So that is what we are capturing into the DeFi. Instead of using the stock market, we are using DeFi. These are some of the authorized partners which we used to do previously, all these things related to market making and related to the price of ETFs. So now how and what things we are doing over here. So we are launching a product which is known as Thema. It's very simple model where we come up with an idea where instead of using S&P or ETFs, we use ETH and we'll create a bunch of index token on our platform. There will be some market makers, there will be some institutional investors, and there will be some HNIs who be the one, instead of like just buying ETH or ETFs, you capture the arbitrage between them. So how you do that? So let's coming to this example again. Let's say if ETH and SPETH both are 1:1. On day one, it's like 12:1. So 100 ETH and like we minted 1:1, both of them. Let's say on 12/1, ETH goes to $110 because Vitalik was found in token and he was discussing with some big HNIs to get invested in Ethereum and they are planning to buy back it. So we all started buying ETH, then the ETH price goes to $110. But right now, SP ETH is still $100 because no one has actually minted it and no one has actually bought it. So what we are planning to do is, we come over here the other minute, we buy SP ETH at $100, unwrap it, and sell it at ETH for $110. That's the simple thing. It's not done by us. It's more like a product which will be doing the same thing. At 3, when we start doing all this thing, there is an arbitrage opportunity, and the more you buy, the more you sell on the other hand, the price get matching. So as I'm not a big whale, so when I buy it, I just get a profit of small amount, which can be like $10, okay? But let's say if this opportunity is quite big, let's say I have invested $1 million, so that will be a big amount. So that is the particular amount what we are focused right now on. So yeah, this was a very simple example how traditional banks used to make money instead of just issuing ETFs to random people. It was more about the difference between ETF price and the underlying asset. Okay, so you guys remember the 110% of APY which we were discussing initially, how we are capturing it. So just to mention, like this product is not new. We have already started running it on the mainnet specifically. We haven't disclosed it yet because we were testing it out internally so that whenever the APY goes up, how it is going, whenever APY is coming down, how it is going. So we were checking it out. It is already live on mainnet. It is generating 110%. Out of that, this is like a 10% of dollar profit. If you guys remember, I gave you an example of $10 in Jill's example where ETH was sold at 10. So out of this $10, the 50% goes to arbitrager. So as we are individual, we don't hold a maximum amount of like liquidity. Plus we don't have that many assets. Like we don't have bots who can trade so far. So we are looking for some market makers. We are working with them who will be taking the 50% profit of that $10. Remaining 30% comes to us, who provides the liquidity or who mint the index token, which was SPETH. And the remaining 20% goes to the revenue, because everyone knows now everyone is talking about revenue. So we are also focused on the revenue so that we can increase the treasury, and which will be initially used to buy back Manta tokens. So yeah, this is like a very simple model which we are planning to do. We haven't disclosed much things about it, but this is the first time we are actually announcing it in token. Okay, the simple reason why we are launching this, the first reason, everyone is talking about the revenue now. Everyone is more smart to know that if you have a revenue, you will definitely get your buyback tokens and your token will pump. So that is the first focus. Second, L2 market was doing like pretty okay. So I thought like maybe instead of just focusing on better TPS, even though we don't have users, we should focus on some product which can actually make money either for us or maybe for some people as well. So this is like a brief profile of 3 players which I mentioned. 50% of profit goes to the trader, 30% for the retail, and the institution, again like 20%. So institution is basically Thema, the project. Traders are basically the market makers who will be trading it out, who will be using their bots. And the first one is retail, who will be providing initial liquidity. So let's take an example again over here. So why a market maker is already providing the other side liquidity for every token? So why would they come to Thema and launch it and use it? So basically, let's say we are using a XYZ market maker who is currently helping us out to provide the other side of liquidity. But if they really don't want to work or they see there is a less opportunity because of the volume, they can come to Thema because we have index tokens. We have bunch of tokens involved in one particular pool. So even though they hold a specific tokens, they can still earn an additional profit rather than what they are doing currently. So yeah, this is a pretty brief introduction, like where the risk and reward comes. So we have tested it out since 2 months now. We have seen and analyzed. Like I was personally trading out when Hyperliquid was launched, but I faced a lot losses. So it's better I don't go with the spot or maybe perp dex trading because it's like too risky for me, and the reward is either too good or it's too bad, and mostly retail phase. So it was too bad for me. So Thema comes over here where we have the lowest risk and the highest reward as compared to any other yield-bearing tokens or maybe RWA platforms or any other tokens. So yeah, it's coming in quarter four for retails right now. It's more institutional product because we want to test it out and see if we can make money for everyone. Yep. So if you guys want to have a chat, I'm happy to have a look. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mention about the team though. So the team behind Thema is not just Manta Network. It's a team backed by ex-co-founder and CEO of Risk Zero. The advisor for this project is ex-co-founder and CEO of GSR. And definitely our co-founder is also one of their advisors. So feel free to reach me out if you have any questions. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.